Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 of this best of 5 between Batu and Konsensus. We're on Himalayas, spawning to the north of the map in the colour red, playing as the Indians. It is Konsensus. Batu playing as the Dutch, spawning down to the south of the map in the colour blue. Yeah, well, it's Batu. It's really good series so far. One apiece at the moment. Currently in the third game on Himalayas, in a matchup I have played thousands of times, and it really is one of those close matchups. Feels like it could be slightly India favoured, just kind of early game, maybe not mid game, late game. I think both civs have their opportunities in each age. I think Dutch can't win it in age 2. India can win it in age 2, but certainly you want to try and get to the third if you can here from Dutch. Depends how if Konsensus wants to go aggressive with Agrifort. Knowing his playstyle, I doubt it. I reckon it'd be in-base Carney Martyr. I don't think we'll see like 12 Seaboy shenanigans because it's just feels a bit risky if you don't really know what your Civ can do. I think Konsensus kind of believes that his ability, his just skill as a player, can kind of carry him into the mid game. And I noted that when I play like some other civs. If I'm not really familiar with the build orders, I don't try and go too aggressive. I kind of let the game pan out, ease into it, and see how I can kind of best play just a game of Age of Empires and kind of try and make the Civ feel obsolete late game and just the differences become more nuanced. Okay, Batu's going to go for a 14 village age up. Let's see what treasures he's got already. Did see 80 food there. He has come across himself another food treasure in base. That's 45 food, and these food treasures are critical to try and get a decent 14 vil age up. The whole point is to get the bank down and generating a goal before you age up, so you're not idled. Spend less time mining gold and more time hunting for your banks, and it's all about getting that bank progression. Playing as the Dutch, especially in a build order with the 14 build, where every minute difference is just so critical. India, though, let's have a look. We'll look at his deck, actually, Konsensus, because it's not... Konsensus doesn't really play India. And you can see in the third age, hasn't got a crate shipment at all, just gone for 9 Seaboys Gurkhas. Has Sours, not many people have 6 Sours in the deck. British East India Company for some combat. Has 2 Howler, 2 Siege Jelly, 2 Mahout, 3 Mahout, Elephant Combat. Again, 2 Mahout is a card you don't often see. No intervention here from Konsensus. I wonder if Konsensus even knows that card exists. I think it's a card that India usually have. 4 Delhi Hussars or 9 Redcoats are good options there for India with their how to spend the export. Oh my god, there's no Yumi. I was wondering what was missing. I was looking through, thinking... Yeah, this deck seems weird. I wonder what card he's missing. And in the fourth age, he's got Infinite Mysorean Rockets and Team Shivaji's Tactics. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay, this is cool late game cards. I'm just thinking something's not quite right here. And to not go for Yurumi Swordsman into, Dutch, which is mainly Skirm Goon type of Civ and playstyle, is kind of suicidal. If Konsensus just... Oh if Konsensus just killed the Explorer, he could have killed the Tiger and got the treasure, and killed the Explorer. But because he basically was just fanning around, going, do I not? Oh, he's just aged up. Okay, to be fair, he's running into Konsensus's town centre, so he's not really going to get... He's not really going to survive, unless he lets him... What is Konsensus doing? What are you doing? Yeah, don't kill the fat man worth 50 food and gives you about 5 XP on the kill. You've just left the Explorer running. Oh, how the hell has that survived? I've got no idea. I feel like sometimes when I play on the ladder, like I get involved with some like H1 Explorer fight tactics, and like my opponents will just never leave me alone. They'll just constantly melee me down. But Konsensus is like, no, please. Take a free pass back to your base. You deserved it. Oh, actually, it's gone Ford Agra, 12 Seapoy play. Will you get the 12 sepoy? You should get the 12 sepoy. You might not get 12 sepoy. We'll get 75 coin. That's crucial, actually. That's really nice. No, he's not going to get the final one. He's trying it. He's trying to click it. Oh, it's close. Oh, it doesn't. Not close enough. So it's going to be the 11 sepoy push. Famous. If I was India, I would stop for that treasure. 120 food. Specifically because you've got so many different units here. Splash as well. Yep, the Explorer sees the incoming sepoy rush, and just that minor amount of time, that knowledge as well, can better prep. The Great Coats will be getting clicked soon, I'm very sure of it, but no barracks in base is really awkward here from Batu. Batu's like a type of player who'll try and do a 5-bank naked FF, and you just go, it's not really the play. Oh my god, the animals are blocking! Oh, it's going to go down! Oh no, it's going to get built up. Banks build really fast. It's it'll be a really good time for Minutemen pop. Yeah, Minutemen coming in, but on its own. Whew. How the hell did that bank survive? That, I mean, these wagons have 500 HP, all because of a famous show match for quite a lot of money, where factories went down so quick because of the wagon HP. But that bank should have gone down. Batu should have been punished for that, but was lucky that wagons are so forgiving in the game like that. What I would say is it's not weird to sepoy rush versus Dutch, but if you're playing this, what you need to do is follow up with Cav. Really quickly follow up with Cav. In between, he sent 700 wood, and it just kills the tempo. And yes, he's kind of back off with sepoys. Because most often you'd see that Dutch players would have a racks down at this point. So you'd be thinking some pikes come in or some skirms come in. And with sepoy and sours, you kill either the skirm or the pike. They wouldn't have the ability to have both at the moment. If you force an 8-pike defensive shipment, that really helps your cause. But at the moment, Consensus has gone for a 12 sepoy rush. And has allowed Dutch here to get away 4-bank. No Vills really. No, a couple of Vills did go down actually, didn't they? He's only got 18. CN did get called in though, so that will completely keep these sepoys away. Which still, interestingly though, still get 2 shot by a TC, where previously they were 2 shot by a TC. Kind of makes no difference. The only difference being is you need less Vills in the TC to kill him in 2 shots, which sometimes if you're trying to hop in a couple Vills, and that's all the difference. So Batu's got to go for a Red Lancer play. Looks like going for the church on a 20 village up. Yeah, he's gonna might move some. No, he hasn't actually bought. He hasn't actually bought any food there. That's just some really good macro from Batu. Fair play. He's gonna get place mines here because he wants to put as many Vills onto the mine to get to the 1,000 coins. Just research the Red Lancers. Consensus cancelled in the sours and just sent in coin himself. He's now aging up. It's good play. I wonder if Consensus realizes there's a scout in his base. What if Consensus realizes, like, ooh, how, and he sees everything. He sees the AGF as well. Like, how does Batu get away with this? Or how is, like, Consensus letting this full scout information? If you're being really panicky, you can see the text on the villagers to see if they're getting how much coin he's getting, how much wood he's getting, and kind of work out what that situation is. Yeah, I mean, most Dutch players use their envoy to scout, but quite often you can kind of just like run the scout through as if you're kind of scouting. But just to sit there is a bit ballsy. I mean, like, yes, it's tanky, and if Consensus is aware of it, he's thinking, no, how much time does it take me to kill this with TC fire or Vills or defensive units? It's quite awkward, but the fact he sees there is a Tower of Victory Wanzer, which is going to give him 1,000 wood on the age up. Okay, 800 wood on the age up. He sees all this. He sees there's no Mahout Lancer straight away. He knows his inspiration timing push.
Yeah.
But then Batu knows that basically he's not going to get pushed super quickly, so he's got time to go for the saloon, go all in on the gathering the coin, get the lancers going.
Commando.
There's nothing really forcing Batu to kind of like think about how he wants to go about this. Granted, I would like to see a stable and do like a Red Lancer Raider combination or a 2-unit composition.
Yeah.
Red Lancer's moving in. Envoy's looking for vills to raid, and he's gone like, right, there's a location, here's a location, and the Lancer's going to get some decent damage. Lambs do come out, but Consensus has seen that there's Red Lancers on the way. He sees them now. He's just going to move in and try and... Oh, he's going to run right into them. Oops. The animation on these Zams are kind of awkward. These Minutemen, double Minutemens actually. Those Red Lancers will be pushed away. They've already killed off 4 Zams. That's not really bad. Defensive wall to secure second TC. I think from Consensus' point of view, as long as he kind of keeps these Red Lancers away, he should be fine. A rogue village in the middle of the map. That's Batu's seen that. He's going to eat that one. Yum yum yum. Thank you very much, he says. More Lancers on the east side. We'll see a wall going up. Walls don't get built by themselves. They need slave labor to build the wall. And quite often, easy pickings there to kill those units as well. But Batu, total, pure Red Lancers, does call in, get the wood in eventually. Batu's the type of player who loves watching Age of Empires streams, loves streaming, loves AoE3 total. I'm looking at his deck thinking, actually, Batu enjoys watching Harrison streams because he's got the Swiss Pikes, he's got the Harkebusiers, and he's got Bosniaks. Now, I've seen how Batu wants to try and go full coin gathering to go like a Merc-based play, and maybe do like artillery saloon playstyle behind this. But I just love how he's training full Red Lancers, but he still has 2 cavalry mercenaries in his deck as well, just in case if he needs any more cav mercs for the fun of it. Consensus still on the Ottoman consulate. He really needs to go to the British consulate and get some British spies. Will be very useful. Redcoat's also good versus versus cav in general. Then Arsenal here from Batu looking for cav Karas. Batu's looking for cav combat as well. Yep, cav combat is being researched right now, and he's just trying to full Red Lancer Consensus. And I have noted that actually when I play Red Lancers, when I started to play a bit more Red Lancer, I was getting a bit more success with Dutch as general win rates and just how games go. And quite a lot of it is thanks to just how strong the Red Lancer is, and specifically the Red Lancer being an all-rounder. Good HP, good attack, good range resistance, it's solid heavy cavalry. And the reason why it's also so good here for Dutch is you don't need a stable, you don't have to research veteran seats, they're ready to go. You're spending XP in age 2 to get something for the 3rd age, which means you kind of it's awkward, but you can also time it so when you're in the 3rd age you can instantly tech it, and because it's a technology not shipment, it arrives super quick compared to a minute-long shipment, and just always get some good momentum with it. Quite often you might have a racks down already, and you can time it with some skirmishes for a real strong 2-unit competition. But Batu's just saying, nah fam, I'm just going pure Red Lancers, and with Cav Kuras, with Cav Combat, these boys are rather tanky, and he's going to move in, try and get a Vil raid, call the town bell, and the villagers are going to get into the TC, and meanwhile, Consensus is going to march across with disciplined sepoys and siege elephants. We'll start sieging down buildings, including banks and markets. Zambraks are running back. It's a lot of Red Lancers, and the problem is if you take your eyes off the prize, you might lose the Vils. Vils going to the TC. Where are these Vils going? Get in. Where are you going? Get into the TC. Don't tank. Oh my god. I know these Vils are going down over here, but just get into the TC. You could even just leave the Red Lancers, put over the TC, and just cross the map and take the fight. Just give him the Vils. 7.25 for a Huss. I think that's normal. I think Crassier's been heavy cavalry, or heavy cavalry, let's say, coming in like 6.5. Goons about 7.5, maybe? Or maybe it's 6.75 for a Hussar, and these Red Lancers are rather quick. Red Lancers do come behind. Sepoys will go into just full melee mode behind us, and Zams turn it behind. Red Lancers should be able to kill off the siege elephants. That'd be their goal if they can, exit this fight. But all the Sepoys in melee, I've just seen dying cavalry and just trades that Batu does not, and he's finally been forced to make skirmishes, and the monocomp dream is over. He's having to kind of try hard now with 2 unit types. But I think it might be awkward at this point because there's still so many Sepoys doing damage. Zam's doing range as well, and he hasn't dealt with the siege elephants. Luckily for Batu, no banks have gone down just yet, but I wouldn't count on that for too long. 29 vills here for Batu 1. Consensus up to 44 villagers. Yep. Inspiration's still ready to go. Hasn't called it, and that fight would have been a fantastic fight for Inspiration. Wonder if Consensus has forgot that big button exists. I believe it is 15% HP, 15% attack, and 10% movement speed on your units. I don't think it affects a attack rate, but it's just like, it's a glorious wonder power. You do feel, when you've clicked it, you do feel like, oh, my unit's on supercharged mode. And it's one of those things, it can turn a tide of a fight, but at that point, Consensus was all over Batu at that point. Every unit was fighting. If Inspiration would have been called, all of those units would have been super more, well, not super more, that doesn't even make any sense. Would have been more efficient, or super powerful, or just jacked. There you go. And that would have been a splendid fight for him. Sauer's been trained here from the Caravanserai. He actually has got both disciplines Sauers, disciplines Zams. Not often you see disciplined Sauers. He has Sauer combat as well, so Sepoys are boosted, Sauers are boosted, Gurkhas are boosted. He's got to time it as well with 3 Mans or 2 Mahout? 3 Mahout Lance as well. Yeah, this India eco is starting to really pay off. Dutch having to move out into the next mine. He's eaten all the mines in base. To still live the dream of spamming the Red Lancer. That's what Batu's living for.
Commando. Commando.
To be fair, Batu hasn't seen the heavy cavalry play, but what he doesn't know is that Mahout's popping around with skirmishes right now. Zam's in to deal with the Red Lancers, and there's Discipline Zow's behind to capture the runaway skirms. This is oh my god, this is a fucking amazing fight here for Consensus, and what a pop, what a play. You can't ask for a better fight. Okay, these Zams are, probably gonna get killed by the Red Lancers, melee Sepoys, but guess what? You've just got your Sauers onto these skirms, and you've taken the sting out the Dutch attack once again, while you're double TC booming, taking map and scaling, doing all the things India wants to, and you just... How did Batu fall for that one? Right underneath the Agra fort, 3 Mahouts right on top of the army. That's very, very nice. Okay, he's going to be maybe moving a bit too far ahead, but Seaboy should be enough to kind of assist. We've got a siege elephant chilling, red cut musketeers chilling, and the explorers. I don't know where one explorer's down, one explorer's in the base. Yeah, the disrespectful level 6 home city. We can't quite see it. I think we can see it up here. No, used to be able to. So yeah, Consensus really does have very little experience playing India, and from what I've seen so far, really satisfied actually. I think impressed is the wrong word, but I'm satisfied that the idea, like the extra town centre and spamming vills because you have loads of trees and you have good economy with your villagers being teched up to level 2, wood for free, civil servants, imperial bureaucracy, all that kind of good stuff has meant that actually just buying time, training vills, you do tend to naturally outmass and macros. Although the scores are close again, it's same old here from Dutch, and I'm sure that Consensus is kind of getting to a place where he feels better. To be fair, these camel cards in Age 2 should be considered to be sent. Desert Terror, in particular, Zam's multipliers versus Red Lancers. I think it's also multipliers for Sours on low or on light infantry. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can have some real strong Sour Zam play. Those Mahouts are moving in fast. I don't think he wants to go in here. He's just getting some really awkward path in here. No, you need your musts to come in, and they are crossing the map. A couple of villas do come out. Yeah, if you lose the TC in villas, it's not the end of the world. A lot of Consensus is still floating. A lot of villagers, lots of resources. More Red Lancers crossing, but they just ran straight into the Sepoy Sour Mass, and they're going down. Another batch of export available for Consensus if he wants. Another batch of Sepoys from the barracks. TC stands. Okay, the vills go down, but the TC stands, and that's not too bad. TC over here up. 3 TCs. Inspiration still not used. Please use inspiration. Oh, you could have used inspiration underneath the aggro fort. We didn't. But Sepoys in melee. Skirm's trying to fight. They have their they don't have their counter infantry rifle in. That's so painful. That is so painful versus mass Sepoy. And I think that could be a game decider whether your skirms are doing, was it double damage or triple damage versus Sepoys. The tree's coming to save Consensus, and well, Red Lance is powering through once again behind this. 49 bills for Consensus versus Batu's on 33 with 5 banks, so the economy should be further apart. India should be further ahead. H2 Huts are just here for the ride. Oh, look at the vills over here. Look at the vills over here. They're begging. They're begging to be killed. Oh my god, did I just see a siege elephant kill a Red Lancer? You'll never see that again in Age of Empires 3. You'll never, ever. That's a one-off. You gotta remember, these are Cav Combat, Cav Cuirass Stradiots, but that's about it. There's nothing else really special about these units. There's no real native tech on them, there's no other team bonus or whatever. And they're only slightly better than Stradiots with the little bit extra attack and these weird multipliers. The Red Lance is coming to deal with the castle. They're going to chase these villas away. But these Sours, they're just not doing what they need to do. And I think massing the Zams was a fine play behind that. Maybe pair that with a Mahout Lancer for the skirmishers, but I think the word efficient army here comes to mind with the Red Lancers. And until they're dead, they're still doing massive attack. God, just imagine if Red Lancers promoted, that would be the biggest meme. But we are thankful for some things. But the entire eco from Consensus is kind of idle at the moment. Oh, it literally is. It literally is idle. 2 villagers on trees, and that's been generous. I'll tell you what also lost Consensus the game here is the inability to click the GG button. He had 3 golden opportunities to click it as well. 3 massive engagements where his Sepoys were already in full combat, and it would have been a fantastic moment to take the fight. But, maybe just saving it for a rainy day. Who knows? Also, Sepoys in melee are just terrible versus Cav these days. They changed that so people can make rash puts instead, but Sepoys. I think it's fine to have Sepoys as your base unit for your composition, but just unfortunately they really are terrible versus Cav in melee. This forward push has gone down, but this TC going down with 12 vills and the Swiss Pikes coming across. They've taken down the Agra forts. This is going to be pretty painful to watch. Yeah, Swiss Pikes will just finish the TC and just the Stridots will just kill the vills behind that. If this is Konsensus' first real competitive game with India, he's done okay. He's done well. But that is Batu's game at the end. Batu 2, Konsensus 1. Now to game number 3 here. Looking pretty good there for Batu. Interesting, went for a only lost 1 vill early on. Like that's pretty impressive to not lose too many vills. I mean, all you have to do is get in the TC, but accidents do happen. Batu tried to go for like a 5 bank FF, but then got surprised by the Sepoys turning up. Had to react, had to defend, managed to get to the TC and defend quite well. Konsensus realizing that CM was called and that further pushing was kind of futile. Pivoted out of the aggressive play into 700 wood, 700 gold, aged up behind, and from there, Konsensus had most of the game to himself. Batu going pure red lances earlier on felt awkward because it was just monocomp, and Konsensus could deal with that. Batu trying to go for some hero raids, losing villagers in the process. Many vills going down actually. But there's multiple fights here, 3 big fights where if Inspiration was called in the first 2 fights, he wins the game. And that final big fight didn't actually look too bad at the start in terms of lineups, army competition, but most of this army here from Batu was Red Lancers, and most of this army here from Konsensus was Sours and really weak melee Sepoys. Decent musketeers, but the role they needed to provide in that fight not good enough and got cleaned as a result. Tenacious play, I guess, there from Batu, just continuously going for the Red Lancers, even in the face of pure anti-Cav army, and didn't really feel the need to pivot out of it until having to call in skirms later on, and then from there, I felt pretty clean from Batu. What I love about this as well is like the game plan is so simple. You make Red Lancers from your saloon. You keep making Red Lancers, and then you can add in supporting units. Was there a need for maybe a couple of Reuters to go with the Red Lancers to kill some hand cavalry and maybe match up against the Zambrex better? Maybe. I think that would have been a better play earlier on at least. But eventually getting in some skirms was useful. And I think once he got the Swiss Pikes, he realised actually how useful having some sort of extra infantry for the composition really happens. But that's it for that game. See you guys next one for game number 4 of this best of 5.